quick verbiage about fear. Let's pull up these windows. Quick verbiage about fear. So this download came to me while I was watching Michael Beckwith. I like his YouTube channel. You guys check him out. He's an awesome spiritual teacher. But he was talking about anything that you fear, you have a relationship with. Anything that you fear, you have a relationship with, right? And so the download I got was to dissolve into your fears, but not in the way that you think. Like when you hear dissolve into your fears, it kind of sounds like be overcome by your fears, right? But in the way that you have a relationship with it, I don't know about you, but anything I have a relationship with, I want to love it. I want to cherish it. I just got the mental image of just like kissing or making out with it and just like really being engulfed with it and merging with it, right? So anything that you fear, instead of how to resolve the resistance of fear, ooh, this is good. How to dissolve the resistance of fear, because anytime fear is present, it's present because you're resisting it, because you're afraid of it. I don't want it, stay away from me. This is a fear, right? So I guess Michael is saying your relationship with it is resisting it, pushing it away, saying you don't want it. But in doing that, you were drawing attention to the very thing that you don't want. And anything that has your attention has your energy. And anything that has your energy is going to be created, okay? So in resisting the fear, saying, I don't want it, keep it away from me, I don't want it, you are actually strengthening the relationship. But strengthening it meaning energetically feeding the don't want, instead of how to dissolve it is you merge into it. You make love to it. Making love to your fears. That sounds like delicious and disgusting at the same time. Making love to your fears. What does that mean? Well, this is the only way to dissolve it, because love transmutes any fear. Love transmutes fear. Love transmutes hatred. Love transmutes, it dissolves it. The two cannot exist in the same realm. So the only way to dissolve the fear is to make love to the fear. And making love to the fear, I don't want to say it looks like welcoming it, because you don't want to welcome your fears into your life, but you want to be okay with it. Making love to it says, I'm shining the light on you. I see you, fear. I see you, fear. And I'm shining the light on you, because in the darkness, you have to be malicious. You have to be scary. You need to be seen. You need to get your needs met. But when I shine the light on you, and in shining the light on you, I'm sending love in your direction. I'm dissolving the fear. Darkness cannot exist where there is light, okay? Fear cannot exist where there is love. So the way to transmute the fear or dissolve the fear is by shining the light on it in love, merging with the fear, because if you are love and you are a manifestation of creation, so yes, you are love, we are love, okay? And we merge with our fears. For example, if you have a fear of being broke or being poor, right? And your relationship with it is, I'm resisting you. I don't want you. I hate you. I hate when you show up. I hate when you're around. I hate when I experience that, right? The relationship with it, you're charging it with resistance. You're charging it with anger, frustration, confusion. You're charging it with that. And because you're charging that relationship with that, the relationship doesn't go anywhere. Think of a relationship like an umbilical cord, like an invisible umbilical cord, okay? That is your energetic relationship to it. And so if you have a fear and you're energetically pumping, I hate you, I hate when you show up, I hate when I experience this, right? That is going to be bounced back to you. The energetic umbilical cord is going to bounce that back to you, because that's what you're bouncing off into the universe, and that's what's going to bounce back to you, right? How you dissolve the fear is, okay, pretend we still have this relationship with being afraid to be poor, being afraid to be broke, right? And so you feel this energetic umbilical cord or tether to that. The way to dissolve it is to say, fear, I see you. Fear, I see you. Anything that is scary just because it wants to be seen. Think about the serial killers in movies, right? Chainsaw Massacre or Jason or any of the scary movies. Usually they become the villain because they weren't seen, because they weren't loved, because they weren't taken care of, right? And so they become the villain. I've never heard of a villain who is just like evil because they just woke up one day and wanted to be evil. No, they were evil because something terrible happened in their lives and they lost the love, okay? They couldn't transmute that terrible thing that happened in their life. Therefore, they became overcome with the darkness, and now they're re-perpetuating the darkness. All they wanted was to be loved, okay, and seen and heard and acknowledged and said, it's okay, and I see you and I love you. They're not going around hashling and slashing people if someone said, I see you and I love you, when in the moment of their trauma, right? So anyhow, getting back to the point, talking about your relationship with the things that you fear, the way to dissolve the fear is to merge into it. You merge into it by sending love in the direction of your fears. Let's see if I can give you another example. Let's say you have a fear of being kidnapped when you go overseas on vacation. It's kind of crazy, right? Like, what if that was somebody's fear? So you never allow yourself to go on a vacation overseas because you have a fear of being kidnapped when you go overseas, right? And so the way to dissolve the fear, you don't say, okay, fine, I'm just never going to go overseas because I'm always going to have this fear. I'm definitely going to get kidnapped, right? Like, no, you don't feed that relationship with the fear, because that's what you're going to bring back to you. That's what you're going to attract back to you. So the way to dissolve the fear is say, fear, I see you. Fear of being kidnapped, I see you. Okay? And I love you because you are showing me how much I value myself to fear being taken. I must really love myself, because if I have a fear of being kidnapped, I must think I'm pretty precious to not want to be kidnapped, So you have to see the other side. I'll see if I can give you another example. Let's say you have a fear of somebody that you love dying and passing away. And it's a really big fear for you. Like, I really don't want my mom to die. I don't want my dad to die. I would hate for my siblings to die, right? And that's a really strong, crippling fear for you, right? And remember, your fears you were in a relationship with your fears, as Michael Beckwith said. So if the energetic and biblical cord is connecting you to your fear, and you're pushing out to the fear, I would hate for that to happen. I'd be so sad if that were to happen. I'd be so lost if that were to happen. And that's what you're pumping out. It's going to bounce back to you, and that will be what you experience, even if no one has ever passed away in your life. Okay? So the way that you transmute the fear is by dissolving into the fear. So how would you dissolve into this one? You say, fear of my loved ones dying, I see you and I love you, because you are showing to me that I really love and value the people in my life. I really love and cherish the people in my life. And yes, it would make me very sad to lose somebody that I love. So yes, fear, I see you and you are valid. I see you. But you know what? I love you because you are showing me how important the people that are in my life, how important they are to me. And therefore, I'm going to just love on them even harder, because that's all I can do. I can't stop them from fading away. I can't stop them from dying, but I can send my love to them now while they're here. Okay? And in an instance, the fear dissolves. In an instance, you are pumping out to that energetic umbilical cord that is connected to your fear, that I see you, I acknowledge you. This is so important, to see the fear, shine the light. To acknowledge something is to shine the light on it. Darkness cannot exist where there is light. That is why, okay, side note, sidebar, when all this stuff was happening in 2021, and then they're talking about like the child sex trafficking and QAnon, what is it called? Basically blowing the spot for all the sinister things that were happening behind the scenes with, that going on. Even though it was so horrific and horrendous and terrible to know that this is happening in our world, the only way that it can be resolved is if the light is shone on it, right? So how did they shine the light on it? They had to bring it to people's awareness and attention. Hey, some really sinister ish is happening in this world. Hey, 5-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, children, babies are being snatched away from their homes and sold for their organs and for their body parts to perform whatever. That is a horrible thing to know. But we cannot solve the problem. We cannot fix the problem until the light is shown on it. And that is why it had to be exposed, so that something could be done about it. Okay? Same goes with the fear. Your fear of being broke, being poor, being in poverty, your loved ones dying, being kidnapped, anything, the worst thing that you could possibly fear, is only shining the light, or you need to shine the light on what is the fear telling you. Why do you even fear it? Okay? And this is not to say that the fear is invalid. The fear could be 100% valid. But all it needs to do is be seen, be acknowledged, be recognized, to dissolve it with love. Okay? So that is the quick little download message. And I hope that it was helpful, and I hope it will help you guys to transmute any fears that you might be feeling. Okay? I love what Michael Beckwith said about being in a relationship with fear. And it's true. You're in a relationship with absolutely everything in your reality. So don't you want to have the best relationship possible? I love you guys.